We only have one life to live. We only have one life to live. We only have one life to live. And we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes. Cause you won't make it no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. We only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it no matter what they say. We should always try to live a positive life anyway. We all know time is running out every day. The people they know that life is not a game that we play. If you're not sure about this dance, I want the whole world to confess that we all should try to live our life the best way that we can. So I know we only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. We all know time is running out every day. The people didn't know that life is not a game that we play. If you're not sure about this test, I want the whole world to confess that we all should try to live our life the best way that we can. So I know we only have one life to live, and we have to live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life. Try to live a positive life. Try to live a positive life anyway. Yeah. Oh, we all have one life to live. Oh, we all have one life to live. We only have one life to live, and we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it no matter what they say. You should always try. Yes, family. That was me back in 1990. I recorded that song back in 1990 at King Jammin's studio in Jamaica. Yes, I did a whole album within 10 days at King Jammin's studio. I didn't release the whole album, but I am going to release a lot of the lyrics from those songs back in the day. I'm going to release the children's book to a lot of the lyrics, because I was always singing conscious lyrics. So those that just heard that song, "One Life to Live," we only have one life to live, and we have to live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes, cause you won't make it no matter what they say. We should always strive to live a positive life anyway. Oh yeah, I can still sing the song now. I can still get it in. That's my song there. You know, that is the song. So I was honored to do that at King Jammy Studio back in the day. Yeah, I was honored to do that at King Jammy Studio back in the day. Those are just locking in on Instagram. I'm sorry I started it late on Instagram, but it's all good. How you feeling Instagram? How you feeling Facebook? I so Instagram missed the song, but everybody else didn't miss the song, so it is what it is. But people on YouTube didn't miss the song. The song was called One Life to Live, and I'm working on a children's book called One Life to Live. You know, and how important it is to don't take your blessings for granted. Don't take your life for granted. Don't take your existence here for granted. So I've always written positive, productive songs. And I got to think going through organizations like the 5% Nation, of course, growing up in a family that promoted Rastafari and of course the Santeria culture, because my family is an Afro-Cuban Jamaican heritage, and also seeing Rastas, and my father also promoting that type of music back in the day. I've always been that type of person that was attracted to consciousness. And I didn't take my talents for granted, but I would never let people abuse my talents. So I never stayed in the reggae business per se. Instead, when I felt I was getting robbed in the business, which was just a lesson that I needed to learn, I went to radio and television, where even the producers still had to come back to me and ask me to play their music or interview their artists. So it's full circle. It was full circle when I was doing my thing back in the day. So respect to the lessons and respect to the blessings, because every lesson in life is a blessing, and that's really what I want to talk about today. And when I ask you to call in, the question will be, what are the blessings in your life or in my life? And let me put your life. Oh, sorry. What are the blessings in your life? Let me make sure I got your life that you often overlooked, that you often overlook or took for granted. Got to think a lot on that level. So that's the question that's going to be on the board when I open up the phone lines. When I open up the phone lines, that will be the question. The question is for the audience: what are the blessings in your life that you often overlooked or took for granted? All right. So this is going to be a very interesting program, because I understand the importance. I understand the importance of uh, of recognizing blessings. Recognizing blessings. And before I start, I want to play another song of mine that went up to number 5 on the chart. Those who never heard my singing and all that kind of stuff, I want to play another song that I kept conscious. And I'll be right back after this, because I gotta answer this text real quick. But I'm gonna play another song. I'll be right back. Black and white story in a me mind. Ooh, yeah. Say we have to analyze it. May I go tell you a little something about white history. Say how they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them a telling of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. Them come out of the mountains and mix up with seed. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let we tell the story. May I go tell you little truth about the black histories, for the people who can hear and those who can see. Where the the first to come up with anatomy. To analyze the truth about we body, we're the first to come up with biology. To analyze the lives in the society, we're the first to come up with Egyptology. To construct the pyramids that you see, we're the first to come up with psychology. To analyze the minds in the vicinity, we're the first to come up with musicology. To put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, with the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, say we have to analyze it. Black and white story in my mind, in my mind, in my mind. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, say we have to analyze it. May I go tell you a little something about white history. Say how they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I tell enough of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. And come out of the mountains and mix up the sea. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let we tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black history. It's for the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy. To analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology. To analyze the life in our society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology. To construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology. To analyze the minds in that vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology. To put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, say we have to analyze it. Black and white story.
Yes, greetings, 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 greetings. Yes, that was one of my songs from back in the day. Black and White Stories went up to number 5 on the chart. And that is what this book is based on. That is what this particular book is based on. That particular song, Black and White Story. That is what that book is based on. Okay, just want to make sure that is what let we tell the story. You keep on hearing, let we tell the story. That's why I named it Let We Tell the Story. And that's what this book is based on. Make sure you go to my Linktree/King Simon the Numerator, Linktree/King Simon the Numerator, so we'll know exactly that you understand. And it's for children, but also the artwork in there is cross dimensional as far as age is concerned, because it's a historical breakdown, and every page have one sentence that leads right into the next, talking about like that first page that you said, we're the first to come up with musicology to put the rhythm in our soul and make us rock steady. I sang it like, we're the first to come up with musicology to put the rhythm in your soul and make me rock steady. That's how I sang it. But in the book, it says it just like it is right here, just to keep everything, you know. So the artwork that Rainbow Arts provided was a beautiful artwork. Make sure you get your book for your children or just for yourself, because this is going to be a collector's item. I guarantee it. And it's not even hardcover, but just the beauty of it. And I will have it at the Gathering of the Masters. I will definitely have it at the Gathering of the Masters if y'all going to be attending the Gathering of the Masters. And if you do buy the book before the gathering of masters, please bring the book and I will sign the page for you. I will sign it for you because it's out of respect because you purchased the book. I will sign that book for you. All right. So, man, today's broadcast is called "Don't Take Your Blessings for Granted," and we're going to focus on the word blessings, and we're going to break down the spiritual gatherings that I gathered overnight as preparing for this presentation or this lesson for today. Are y'all hearing me clearly out there? Everybody's all right? How you feeling? How you feeling? Put the number 1 in the chat if you could hear me. Put the number 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put the number 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Yeah. And matter of fact, when you purchase the book, you do get the free link to the link is also written inside the book. So when you purchase the book, this person just asked, I would love to get that last song you played. It's on YouTube, but I got a link. When you purchase the book, it gives you the free link to the YouTube page, but it's on YouTube on my channel also. What I just played is on YouTube. That same song I just played is on YouTube. It's not on Spotify, it's not on none of that. I'm giving it away for free. I'm giving it away for free. You know what I'm saying? And if you want the first song that I play, One Life to Live, that's on my SoundCloud. Let me show my SoundCloud. Matter of fact, both of them are on my SoundCloud. So SoundCloud, if you got my SoundCloud account, let me put my SoundCloud account in the chat so you can go to my SoundCloud, and that's where you can also get that particular let me get my SoundCloud. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. This is the topic for today, as you see in the front of here. I'm looking for my SoundCloud so I can send it to everybody in the link in the chat. Hold on one second. I know I have it here somewhere. Okay, hold on. Maybe I have to copy and paste again. Hold on. SoundCloud. There it is. There's my SoundCloud. Boom. Okay, great. Here it is. I'm going to copy and paste my SoundCloud. All right, so this is my SoundCloud. I'm going to copy and paste it and put it in the chat. So if you want to get any of my music and any of the interviews and any of the broadcasts that you want to listen to at your convenience, boom, SoundCloud. There we go. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. SoundCloud. All right, that's the SoundCloud right there. And here it is in the chat. Hold on, copy, and let me make sure. There it is going up into the chat right now under New Motivation Nation, King Simon Productions. SoundCloud is up right now. Okay, so family, if you want to check out any of my music, I got some interesting music on there too. I got one called Shango and all that kind of stuff. So I got inserts, and this is a part of the lesson today. Don't take your blessings for granted. Don't take your blessings for granted. And this will be a call-in show. But do not call yet. Be patient. Give me time, and I will request for you to call in. The number is 718-210-8853. That is the call-in number, but do not call in that. And as soon as I say you can call in, and I'll take 3 or 4 or 5 callers, but I want people to stay on the topic. The question will be, what are the blessings in your life that you often overlook or took for granted? Yes, there are blessings in your life that you overlooked and took for granted. You know, people, places, things, mother, father, daughters, whatever. People could have transitioned. Your grandmother was dropping wisdom. Man, my voice just changed. You know, I was starting to sound like my grandfather. Yes, Tyro, you know, you have to. My voice just changed right here in the midst. I don't know what's about the channel, but I know I'm about to channel some stuff, family. I am so, whoo. Let me take a deep breath. Where's my, hold on. Oh, man. Hold on. Let me take a deep breath because I know I'm about to channel some stuff. Take a deep breath. Hold on. Let me play one of my, let me align myself. Let me align myself. Let me align myself, please. Oh, man. Okay. Like Dr. B said, this is going to be deep. And I got the word deep on the board for a reason, because the meaning of the word deep, and a lot of people want to be deep. They want to be, and the word meaning of deep means very intense or extreme. That's part one of the meaning. An emotion or feeling intensely felt. That's another part of the meaning. Profound or penetrating in awareness and understanding. That's another meaning. And the last but not least is difficult to understand. And a lot of us become so deep that we become difficult to understand. The last one, difficult to understand. And that's what I never want to be, difficult to understand. Yes, I want to be profound or penetrating in awareness or understanding, but I don't want to be difficult to understand. I want to give, sometimes I want to give very intense and extreme information that allows you to open up and think outside of the box, which can cause an emotion or feelings intensely felt that can, in certain people, to the point when I do sessions for certain people, they start crying. But I want to erase a few of these meanings and just deal with the 3 and the 4. I want to erase a few of those meanings and put them somewhere else and just deal with the 3, the 3rd, and the 4th meaning. I just want to deal with the 3rd and the 4th meaning, because there's a lot of people out there that as soon as they get knowledge and they start doing all this intense study, they're becoming too deep in around their family, difficult to understand to a point that they feel people are hating on them. I've been down that road where I got in my my youthful age and coming into the knowledge of self through the 5% Nation, or learning from the Rastafari movement, or learning into Nation of Islam, or learning in the Ansarullah community. We come back to our family because we got some new knowledge now. And we want to tell them what to do and what to eat and what not to do. We're breaking it down. And it's not that it's not good for them. It's not that you don't mean well, because we do mean well, because you want to share this knowledge. But if you're too deep with the knowledge, that can shun people and run people away. Please like, subscribe, and share. Those that are coming on for the first time, those new people. Matter of fact, I want new callers. If some new callers can call in, not now, but when I do request y'all to call in, don't be nervous. I'm not going to bite you. So please, if you get a chance, please like, subscribe, share, comment, and thumb up the video. Thumb up the video, because this is going to be very, very interesting download. In fact, I just heard my grandfather's voice. Going to be a very interesting download and upload. Big up to Sister Soleil that was on Brother Rich show last night. She was definitely uploading and downloading last night. Okay. This is my SoundCloud, just in case you want to go and see all of my songs. Oh, well, not all of my songs, but a good amount of my songs that I'm going to be transforming into children's book also. And they will be free to listen to while you're reading to your children. All right. So getting back to the point. The word deep is on the board, but there's a mathematical dynamic between the word deep and what we are going through, and what has happened in our community when it comes to being deep. Like, you could, back in the day, you could listen to Dr. Phil Valentine, and it would be so deep that it will go over your head, and then you would either have to rewind or buy the cassette or buy the audio or buy the video, because it was deep, because of his extreme studying and research and going into libraries. When he comes back out to teach the community, because he is one of those people that like to teach from a scholarly perspective, sometimes the message can be misinterpreted because it went over many people's head. For those scholars and scientists, it didn't go over their head, but for many people, it went over their head. And the job as a numerovator, which I am, using numbers to motivate you. That's what numerovation means. Using numbers in an innovative way to motivate you. My job is, yes, to be profound and penetrating in awareness and understanding, but I don't want to be too difficult to understand. I don't want to be difficult to understand. That's why sometimes I bring you the simplicity. Sometimes I give you the one word meaning to each of the numbers. So at the end of the day, when you're willing to start studying and unpacking it for yourself, that's you going down that rabbit hole or going up that wormhole. That's you. You see, I say rabbit hole and then wormhole. There's a duality in all this because some people can go down that rabbit hole and never come back out, get strangled by roots because they went so deep in the roots and they didn't have the proper arsenal to be able to wiggle themselves back out of. They have people that have gotten knowledge that went crazy and became homeless on the street. I know this for a fact. They know so much knowledge. They know how the sun is, how much distance the sun is from the earth, and how far Pluto is from the sun, and how this planet, this, and how much this way, the whole 5% knowledge, the whole knowledge that was given to them by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. They're so deep, but they're homeless. So deep. When in the lessons that I got and everybody else got, all the Dr. Khaled's, all the Minister Farrakhan's, all the 5% teachers and the 5% nation and all that kind of stuff, they all got it. But it tells you that Islam is mathematics and mathematics is Islam. And it can be proven at any given time, and then you must learn to secure this information. I mean, I'm of course I'm butchering it up, but you know, you got to secure it and make sure you get luxury, good homes, friendship, and all luxury, money, luxury, good homes, friendship, in all walks of life. This is the lesson. That's not the exact same, but that is the premise of it. So when you're getting knowledge, you're not supposed to end up homeless. Not when you get the knowledge and wisdom of the nation of what the most honorable Elijah Muhammad provided and what the 5% nation of gods have taken due to Clarence 13X, Father Allah, where I was also a part of the 5% back in the day. So I understand, but when you get too deep, when in actuality, the numeration or the mathematics of the word deep adds up to 21, which is a 3. So although being deep is an initiation number that you're initiating yourself into some information that's going to either bring difficulty to your life, but that don't kill you makes you stronger because it is an initiation number. That's why in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, that number 21, the word deep adds up to the 21. It is the symbol of universal. It is the symbol of the world according to the tarot card. But it's also called the crown of the Magi. And Magi's in history were able to turn little of nothing into something. So when you become deep, you're supposed to be able to alchemically be able to turn little of nothing into something with the deep knowledge that you receive. And because that number 21 deals with the success after a long battle, the crown of the Magi is only gained after long initiation and test of your determination. As I'm writing in the book, it said you'll have to go through some stuff to get to some stuff. Just make sure it's worth it in the long run. But because it adds up, and that's the number 21. That's what the symbolism of 21 in the mathematics mean. But when you go to the number 3 in my book, 3 is the number of jovial happiness. So whatever information you receive or you study or you dig deep in, you're supposed to bring some joy and some jovialness and happiness and optimism with it. Because remember, the number 3 in my book is the symbol of expansive trinity. Father, mother, child is one of the representation of the number 3. It is the number of writing, speaking, dancing, communication, movement. It is also the number of creative and being magnetic with the force. So when you become deep, you're supposed to be creative, writing, speaking, applying the deep information that you have. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and thumb up the video. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. So when we say Islam is mathematics, the word Islam means peace, and it's a way of life. So life is mathematics. So when you want to become deep with knowledge, information, and moving into your awareness, then you need to have a good old time with it. while you're going through your initiation, while you're going through your test of your determination. God, have good time. Enjoy yourself. Be willing to share in a jovial and happy manner without controlling other people, because the number 3 is the number of expansion, not holding on to something. It's about expanding and growing. So the word deep is a powerful word to use. Somebody said, Rhonda said, I've witnessed people being deep and so-called losing it. Intellect was great. Yeah. There's a thin line between genius and madness. Let me say that again. There's a thin line with genius and madness. And sometimes when you get too deep into certain information that you're not able or capable to handle, there's a thin line between genius and madness. And some people go mad. I've seen it in my own life. I've seen it in my own family. People have gone mad. I have a relative that is so deep with knowledge, but he's now revealing a lot of the stuff from his trauma that he's been through while getting deep. Now he's in his 60s, just doing, he don't want to talk to me. He's cursing out his family, doing this, burning bridges, but yet still living in that household. I love him. I respect him. I wish we could talk again and have a good conversation, but hey, I've gotten deep enough to keep a jovial and happy attitude, go through my initiations with respect to who I am. And because of the double E's in the word deep in both systems of numerology, of the Chaldean on the bottom and the Pythagorean in the top, 55 is the number of taking risk. 55 is the number of adaptability on a higher masterful level that will lead to the wheel of fortune energy, because the 55, the double E's intensifies the number 20, 22, 21, which is a 3. And in the Chaldean, the word deep adds up to 22. So yes, you become a master. Yes, you become a master builder, a master architect while getting this deep information. Yes, you become profound or penetrating in awareness or understanding, but don't make it difficult to understand. Don't make it difficult to understand, brothers and sisters. Do not do it. Don't do it to yourself. Very important. Very important. So I wanted this was written on the board last night because I'm going to break this down at the gathering of the masters, because I'm going to go into it a little bit, because a lot of people are coming there and a lot of the great speakers are going to be there. But again, if you're not keeping it simple and keeping it moving, then you're going to throw a lot of people off when it comes to this knowledge and this information. Am I making sense when I talk about the word deep? Am I making sense? Put a number 1 in the chat. Put a number 1 in the chat if I made some sense when I'm talking about people getting too deep. If I make sense, hey, put a number 1 in the chat. Because this is real. I've seen it in my lifetime, in my own family, even myself at one point getting into certain movements. I was put out of my house put out of my mother's house at 15 years of age, just because I wanted to lock my hair and I wanted to read the Bible and smoke ganja and smoke marijuana. Yeah, man, and Jesus and God and Allah and this and that and this and that. And no, I'm not eat no pork, me burn pork. I threw down a damn table in my mother's house. Not a table. I threw down a damn plate in my mother's house because my aunt tried to play a game and said, man, put that piece of pork in. I said, I just told you that I don't eat pork. Let me take you to Leviticus and tell you why you shouldn't eat pork. Let me take you to this scripture. I'm getting deep. And yes, I mean well, but my attitude wasn't right in the deepness. My attitude wasn't right in the deepness. I'm being deep. This is at 14, 15, as I'm making my transformation. Because in 14, I became 5%. But then when I moved over to Flatbush, I started connecting back to my Rasta roots. and my Rastafari music, because in Flatbush, that's little Jamaica. That's little Caribbeans over there. So in Flatbush, Brooklyn, so that's where I started, cutting my teeth on singing and doing reggae music and performing and all that while smoking weed and twisting up my hair like I'm going to be this super Rasta following Bob Marley. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at that time. But it's when knowledge is not taken in the right way that we have to remember this. Knowledge has to be taken in the right way. Knowledge has to be taken in the right way. You know what I'm saying? And then it has to be disseminated to the audience in a right, simple manner. And whoever takes it to want to be deeper in it, then you go deeper. You do the deeper research. But again, if you keep it simple to the point that a 5-year-old and an 85-year-old can understand it. Because if you put me in front of a audience of children and then have all the elders in the back, the children will understand me also. Especially when I start doing the 1, 2, 3, easy as ABC, 1, 2, 3. Just that song from Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5 back in those days, ABC in numerology is 1, 2, 3. So they're learning ABC. So if I do ABC and 1 through 3 and show your children that ABC and 1, 2, 3 are equivalent in the symbolism of numerology and dealing with words, they will get it fast. And then when I tell them to add up 1, 2, 3, it adds up to a number 6. If you listen to that Jackson 5 song, it was a love song. It was like a puppy love song to a girl that he cared about. 1, 2, 3, baby, you and me, girl. Baby, you and me, girl. Baby, I mean, come on. He's singing about a relationship. Having a fond admirers for a young girl. That's Michael Jackson. So we got to really pay close attention to that. So again, the word deep in the Pythagorean system adds up to 21, which is the number of the crown of the Magi. So it's nothing wrong with being deep. But in the symbolism of what it adds up to, that 21, the crown of the Magi number, is the alchemical mathematics that allows you to be able to turn little of nothing into something of value. Little, starting with the little of nothing. Sometimes the littlest thing can be so deep. Just like when you throw a petal in a pond, it goes all the way to the bottom. It don't float back up. That little simple thing called a pebble will go right to the bottom. I don't care how deep it is. It's going to keep on going and going because of the weight, and its capacity is going to go right down. Simplicity. You throw a big, and it doesn't even make that much of a splash. But you throw a big boulder in there, it makes a whole splash. It might even splash on you, make all kind of mess. It got too deep. It done hit me and smashed me and messed me up and messed up my shoes and everything else. But it's still going to go down to the bottom, just like that pebble. But the pebble is the simplicity of the big boulder. The pebble is the simplicity of the big boulder. That's all I'm talking about. Keeping it simple. Keeping it simple. Keeping it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Old military term. In the nation, we said, keep it simple, soldier. Keep it simple, sister. KISS is an acronym for keep it simple, soldier, keep it simple, sister, or keep it simple, stupid. Powerful. All right. So the master number 22 is the master builder, the master architect. So once you get into what you're proclaiming to be deep, are you building? Are you constructing spiritually and also physically? Because that's a spiritual and physical dynamic when it deals with the number 22, because the number 2 is an intuitive number, which adds up to the number 4, which is a building number. So whatever you do intuitively, if you want to become a master builder, being born on that master number, the 4 usually comes into play only because everybody that's born with that master number doesn't always automatically be a master. Let me say that again. Everybody that's born or connected to that master number, or your name or the word might be but add up to the master number, does not mean you are automatically a master. The 4 is the building block for you to become the master. That's why 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's why 2 plus 2 equals 4. So once you understand that you might still have to go through your building processes. You got to go through your building process. Because just because you're born on the 22 and you're a baby don't mean you don't have to learn how to crawl, and or you might all of a sudden stop. You ain't going to just stand and walk and want to drink a beer or go drink or eat out of let me say this. There are anomalies. I won't doubt it. There are anomalies that within the time they was born, between the age of the time they was born to the time they was 11, they start doing very powerful things, especially born or connected to that master number frequency. And you could be connected to the master number frequency just by your first name, your middle name, your last name, the year you were born. Like if you were born in 1984 or 1975, which is all master number 22 that it adds up to, you could be connected to that 22 energy. But sometimes the 22, if you read my book, New Motivation for Mental Stability, I'm trying to show y'all in my book how to read even words that we use on a daily basis. Remember what it says in my book. It says the number 22 is the symbol of a good person blinded by the foolishness of others. That means people born or connected to that 22 are sometimes very good to a fault that they don't know what the other person is doing secretly behind them, because it adds up to the number 4, which is the secret hater number. 22 adds up to a number 4, and number 4 in certain system of numerology is the number of secret haters. People hating you secretly. It could be in your family. It could be anywhere. It could be in your business, your job. Powerful number. And in my book, I talk about that it is a master number of illumination, practical ideals, and vision. And it is known as the master builder in esoteric studies. The number 22 personal vibration can be highly intuitive and inspirational with a strong mastery of the material world. Number 22 can be creative genius on numerous levels. This is what I'm saying in my book. So when you have 22 showing up at different aspects of your chart, some people have 4 22s in their names, or some people might have 22 in the day they were born and the year they were born, or their alignment number might be a 22. So when I look for all of the 22s that show up, and if I see 4 or 3 or 5 22s, I said, man, you got 5 times the amount of the mathematical greatness of this builder. But again, the symbol of a good person blinded by the foolishness of others. You still have to be very careful of who you allow in your life. The energy drainers, the vampires. You got to be very careful, because sometimes you're blinded because of the love that the number 2 came to offer. Because 2, the double 2 is just that you're offering even more compassion and love that just heightens the energy, because and that's what makes it a master number, because the number 2 heightens the energy behind the other 2 that it follows. That's why it's a master number. All right, so let's get into the word. Let's get into the word today. Let's get into the word let's get into what I came to teach, because I know I went off already in 43 minutes. I'm here doing what I got to do with this word deep. All right. So the topic today is don't take your blessings for granted. So I'm going to erase this word deep, because I might have to write some more stuff. Don't take this word blessings. Don't take your blessings for granted. Now, big up to all the etymologists out there. Now, your brother's not a fool. I've gone that deep to know what the root of the word blessings mean. The word bless has an etymology root in that trace back into the Old English, man, from the blession, which derives from Proto-Germanic word bisium, meaning to consecrate with blood or to mark with blood. And it goes back to quote unquote pagan practices, but I'm very careful of the word pagan because the root of the word pagan is civilian. It's not relating to what we've taught about religion, because when they've kind of made the word, remember, there's connotative and there's denotative meanings, but the real deeper meaning for the word pagan means civilians. Go look it up. The etymology of the word pagan means civilians. So they are looking at this blessing thing going back to what pagans used to do to put on their altars. This is what they say in their dictionary. But you got to remember who wrote the dictionary. The Noah Websters and these different type of people, Marion Webster and all that kind of the people that wrote these European people that didn't understand the civilians of that time, of ancient times, and what they were doing as far as sacrificing. But yet in their Bible, Abraham was supposed to sacrifice a goat. He was supposed to sacrifice his son, but then a calf or some type of goat came up, and he sacrificed that in the name of the Lord instead. So it's in their whole history. So who's a pagan? Is Abraham a pagan, or is he just a civilian that was following the universal practice that he was ordained to do of that time, whether they call it Hebrew or whatever? That's not the point today. So the word blessing, if you look it up in the dictionary, I'm coming from a simple perspective, not from the etymology, because the consecration of blood, that's a whole different etymology when it comes to the word bless. I know what that means. But what we know as blessings, a beneficial thing for which one is grateful, something that brings well-being. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about blessing. So it's important, because the topic today is don't take your blessings for granted. Don't take your blessings for granted, because even every lesson that you went through with a relationship with your parents, with your mother, with your father, with your teacher, with whoever, is a blessing if you know how to look at it on a more holistic level. That's the beauty of these things and these word plays that I put on the board nowadays. The word blessing, remember what I always says, when you have double S's in or doubling letters close to each other in every word or name, that intensifies the power of the word, the word or the name that it adds up to, the vibration or the mathematics that it adds up to. So you see 11 on here in the Pythagorean system, because S is a number 1. So when you have SS, that's the number 11 frequency. And then you have master number 33. Master number 11, master number 33. So the 11, which is the spiritual insight of your blessings, the digging deep and the equilibrium of your blessings, also has the master number 33, which is the healing and teaching numbers of your blessings. That intensify the interpretation of those numbers is helping the word along, because it intensifies the strength of the word, because the word blessings adds up to a number 34, which is a 7. 7 is the deeper reflective, introspective, the law of attraction number, saying that you don't chase, you attract, and that will be your blessings. But it comes with definitive communication, because 3 and 4, the number 34, in compound numerology, the number 34, in compound numerology, the number 34 has the same meaning as the number 25. Number 34 in compound numerologies, there's different systems that I use in this book, where some people might stay in one system like the Pythagorean, but I use Chaldean and Pythagoras because I want to see the whole picture. And I talk about the composite and the compound numbers in my books also. So the number 34 is the same meaning of the 25 in compound numerology. And remember, the 25 or that 34 is the symbol of strength, experiences, observation, and endurance. So when you have a blessing in your life, it enables you to see the strength in it, the experience in it, and allow you to observe it, and, 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 and be endured through it. Because sometimes your lessons, they come with a blessing, and you have to observe it and be endured through it. Because sometimes your lessons, they come with a blessing, and you have to observe it and be endured through it. Because sometimes your lessons, and your blessings are the same thing, but sometimes we don't look at it from a holistic perspective. That's why we get thrown off by the lessons of an abuser or a womanizer or a woman that's a woman of the street or what happened at the job and all that. These little lessons that flips into a blessings if you look at it from a holistic perspective. Because I want people to don't take, it's just like when I got fired from my job, and I love the radio world, but because they was making certain format changes and all that kind of stuff, they laid off a lot of people. They laid off a few of us, and I was one of those people that got axed. When I heard the message, and I came in that morning at WWRL 1600 AM, and I believe it was either Rennie Bishop or Adrian Gaines. Yeah, I'm saying their names. That gave me the news. And I went to the bathroom, and one tear rolled down my eyes. And I looked myself in the eyes. I looked myself in the eyes in the mirror and said, radio did not make me. Because they hired me because of my connection on the street as a promoter and an MC already. I was already MCing, and I was already doing television and radio. I mean, I was already doing television, and I was doing broker radio before that. WWRL was the first to give me a $60,000 a year check because of my talents on the streets. So when I was fired because they was changing the whole format into talk radio and everything else, I looked in that mirror and said, man, radio. And that's when you got to look at the blessings. Don't take your blessings. Although I got fired, that was a lesson to me. It turned into a blessing for me because as soon as I got fired, I was able to go and land a show and do multiple reggae shows and run a nightclub and still get paid. Wasn't getting paid the same amount, but I knew how to wheel and deal that I would compensate for the amount that I just lost. The $60,000 a year job that I just lost at that time back in the early 2000s. Now these morning show guys are getting much more than that now. But definitely I was one of the 2000 pioneers in the Caribbean music genre to do a morning show and get paid. Get paid doing a morning show. I wasn't doing pirate stations and all that kind of stuff, but I did do pirate stations, but I didn't do pirate stations while I was doing WWRL because I was on the contract. So yes, you got to always be able to not take your blessings for granted. And let me give respect to who reminded me of that. A person born on February the 15th. His name is Baby or Birdman. His name is Birdman. He's born February the 15th. That's apparently, Lil Wayne's father, whatever that means to them. But respectfully, I was listening to him and Big Boy from LA speaking on his podcast, Big Boy's podcast, and he said, "Don't take your blessings for granted." And I said, So I text myself because I wanted to teach on it, and I seen this like 2 weeks ago. But my spirit said, let me scroll up my text and see what I want to teach on last night. And I said, you know what? Don't take your blessings for granted. And I want to drop, and again, because it adds up to a number 7 in the Pythagorean system, blessings reflects that spiritual in-depth understanding and understanding that you have to have in order to recognize your blessings so you don't take your blessings for granted. And because it adds up, the consonants of the word adds up to a number 20. Once you realize your blessing, remember the number 20 is the number of awakening. So once you recognize your blessings and don't take it for granted, you are awakening to some new purpose, some new thing. You'll be of clear discernment also, clear judgment of what you do and how you do and what you say things in order to maintain and keep your blessings. And because the vowels of the words of the word blessings, the A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y, but we have here the number E, which is a 5 in the Pythagorean, number 9, which is the I, which is a 9 in the Pythagorean, adds up to a number 14. The ability to take your blessings and deal with multiple people from a creative and a discipline factor because of the 1 and the 4 And the number 5 adds up to the flexibility, the adaptability that you have to be able to use with your blessings also, because in order for you to maintain your blessings and deal with a crowd of people, you have to be able to be flexible. You have to learn how to adapt and overcome and improvise in your blessings. I'm just looking at the numbers and showing you how they work. Now going to the Chaldean system, 33, remember, 11 intensifies the 7 and all the other numbers related. The master number intensified, and we know that the master number 11 is the number of spiritual guidance, spiritual awareness, spiritual alertness, and paying attention to your intuition in that word blessings. So when I go to the Chaldean system, which is the oldest system of the melanated people that brought it, and that Pythagorean studied with them and other people to get it to where he had to bring it to become the father of numbers in Greek, in the Greece country. The word blessing add up to 28. Why that is so interesting to me in the Chaldean compound numerology, because in my book, I talk about the number 28. Numerovation for Mental Stability. It's available on Amazon. I'm still working on the audio book. I just haven't had time to go back to the studio and really edit it with my son. He's in New York, so we're going to have to do something different. How? The number 28 is the symbol of promise and possibilities. The word blessing adds up to the symbol in compound numerology of promise and possibilities. Your blessings can be a promise to you, to what you want to achieve and what you want to accomplish. It's a possibility to you, to what you want to achieve and what you're going to accomplish. And it's also the number of carefully planning for the future, because in your blessings, once you learn to steep in it, then you learn to understand that moving forward, what you got to do for the future, carefully planning for the future. Then I go on to say about it, I said, if the possessor of this number 28 didn't see favorable relationships in the household or amongst their family, it's known as the divorce number. The number 28 in symbolic compound numerology number system is a divorce number. It's a divorce number. It's not just divorcing in relationship, but if you've seen bad relationships in your family, more than likely you will reflect that. If you've seen a good relationship in your family, there's duality, more than likely you reflect that. But the 28 representing the divorce energy could also mean that in order for you to maintain your blessings, that you have to divorce yourself from negative people, places, and things. Keep it simple. Sometimes you have to divorce yourself from people, places, and things that may have showed you a lesson, but you can't keep them around you if you want to maintain your blessing. Like if you had an abusive wife or abusive husband, or you had an inerrant child that loved to run around and smoke, drink, and bring cops to the household. Sometimes you got to let it go. You got to divorce yourself from them. And the 2 + 8 = 10, which is the wheel of fortune. So you can get the fortunate wheel brought to you, both positive and negative, with this blessing. Because, people that are criminal, that make money in a criminal world, they think they're blessed too. They think they're blessed, and that's why they're making all this money and doing criminal activities. They think they're blessed also. And some of them will even step into a church every Sunday. Watch the movie American Gangster with Denzel Washington. Took his mama to church every Sunday. Frank Lucas took his mama to church, and he's providing criminal madness and the deadly crack and cocaine and all that and heroin in the streets of New York and Jersey, but yet can take his mama to church every Sunday? Really? So I'm telling you, even the criminal element thinks they are blessed and they're having blessings until the lessons of their blessings catch up to them in a negative way, and then they get bite. I'm just saying, do I make sense in the chat? Put the number 1 in the chat if I'm making sense. If I'm making sense, put the number 1 in the chat if I'm making sense. If I'm making sense, put the number 1 in the mother flipping chat if I'm making sense. Put the number 1 in the chat if I'm making sense. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Put the number 1 in the chat if I'm making sense. So yes, this blessings have duality. But if your blessings are not intentionally righteous, the blessings can be flipped into a lesson. That's where karma comes in. That's where karma could be a beauty queen or a biatch. I rather the beauty queen, to tell you the truth. Some rather the biatch. And the word blessing, the vowels of the word blessings, the E and the I, which is the 5 and the 1 equals 6. Blessings is supposed to bring internal balance to you, because 6 is the number of balance, harmony, truth, justice, reciprocity, and healing. And in my book, the Numerovation for Mental Stability, I say 6 is the symbol of divine balance of nature and all its beauty. That's the first line when I say on page 64, when I talk about that number 6, divine balance of nature. Blessings bring divine balance in your nature and things around you and all its beauty. All of its beauty when you're feeling blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed every day of my life. I am blessed. And then Charlie Wilson singing, I wake up in the morning, I'm blessed. Yes. But Charlie Wilson, he Aquarius too. Big up to Charlie Wilson. He born the same day as Oprah. Yeah, he born January 29th, if I remember, if I'm not mistaken. Charlie Wilson. But, you know, when you hear his song, Bless, yeah, I listen to all genres of music to get that blessing. I listen to all of it to get that blessing. Because I'm blessed. We are blessed. All of us are blessed. If you're tuning in now in synchronicity with this teaching and this lesson, you are blessed too. And I'm blessed to have you. I'm blessed to see y'all out here in numbers and sharing this live and thumbing up the video and commenting. I am blessed. And some people, they're not able to donate to the channel sometimes. And it's in the donation, you know, the Cash App is right there all the time. Cash App and PayPal is right there all the time. But sometimes people just are blessed with what I say that will make their day, and I will get those blessings back, circulate those blessings back to me in another way. I almost rhyme. Some people are blessed because of how I make their day, and I will get my blessings in another way. People will buy a book, buy some of my books, buy all of my books. Some people will book a session with me. Some people will book a numerovational session. And remember, I have 2 different sessions now. I have a 15-minute pre-recording where you don't talk to me. You just send me your name and your birthday, and you're allowed to text me 3 different questions. Remember, this is not psychic. This is patterns, cycles, and sequences. So don't come with psychic questions. Come with questions that can help guide you and to make you a little bit more better in your life moving forward. If you're going to do the pre-recording for the 15-minute, and then there's a 30-minute to 35-minute session where you talk to me directly and you ask me whatever question, and I'll give you the answers, and we do well, because questions stimulate me to go where I need to go with you, because no one does this in a vacuum. And I tell all my clients, no one does this in a vacuum. No one does this in a vacuum. Something in your spirit pulled you towards you to do numerovation in some form or fashion. So if you're ready, don't waste my time if you're not ready, because there's 2 different prices. You have the 15-minute pre-recorded price, and in the email, after I send you the recording, in the email, I send you a breakdown of your first name from a mathematical perspective, because the name reveals the gift, talents, and skills, what you have to offer in this realm. And if you do the 30-minute, then I give a breakdown of your full name, your first, your middle, your last, or if you just have a first and last name, I break down your full name in the email with the recording, so you can get that and really look at it and take it in from a basic perspective, because like I said, I like to keep it simple. I have to keep it simple. All right. And going back, we already did the number 6 on what the word blessing, but the word blessing in the consonants of the word blessing adds up to a number 22. Again, that 22, when those master numbers come into play, I look at all of them. When these master numbers come into play, I look at all of them, because they're significant and they add intensity to whatever name you might have, or your birthday that you might, or words that we use. 22 The consonant represents the outer aspect of you. So the outer aspect of the word blessings deals with the master builder, the spiritual master builder that's willing to show forth their blessings on a physical plane, because the master builder, the master architect is here to lay foundation first and then show their greatness on the other hand when it's time. On a global level, because when you get blessings, it can be a global thing. That's why I call myself the international numerator, because I have clients in Japan, Africa, England, the Caribbean. My blessings has taken me global just by being on brother Rich's show or Billy Carson's show. Both of them have master number frequencies around them. Billy Carson's life path is a number 22, where Brother Rich's name or his middle name and his last name adds up to a number 22. His middle name and his first name adds up to a master numbers also. Because remember, Brother Rich's name is Richard Michael. And those are master number frequencies. Merit, because of the double T's in it, those are master number frequencies also. Because I believe he spells his last name with a double T, and that's the 22 in the Pythagorean and a 44 in the Chaldean. So Rich got a lot of master numbers. Brother Rich got a lot of master numbers around him. We haven't even really discussed that. Him and everybody always going straight to the single digit numbers. Oh no, the numerator looks for all of your numbers, even the angel numbers that I might see constantly showing up in your name or your birthday. I will pinpoint it because my spirit says go. And wherever your spirit says go, it's helping you to know so you can teach and guide that person better, that they're, and make sure that they align with their mathematics. So before we finish, and before I go to the phone lines, the number here is 718-210-8853. Don't call me yet. Let me just share the spiritual meaning of the topic of today. Let me share that and let me read that off for y'all, because it's very important that I close out. And remember, in the description of this video, you have the whole spiritual write-up that I did my research the night before, because I always research the night before on these topics. And then you can go into the description and copy and paste whatever you want from it, but it's there in the description. What I'm about to show you is already in the description. It's in the description of this video. Everything that I'm about to show you right now as I share this screen. Here we go. Boom. All right, here we go. So this is what I wrote. All right, let's take our time. Let's take a deep breath here. Let's take a deep breath. Let's take a deep breath. Hold on 1 second. All right, let's take a deep breath. Relax. Take a deep breath. Everybody take a deep breath, because we're going to go through this real quick, but I want people to get it, and I want this to be recorded so y'all can have it. And remember, I always upload these type of these kind of lessons in my SoundCloud also. And remember, family, I just want to remind people, this is my SoundCloud, just in case y'all want to go to SoundCloud. Let me put it in the chat again. If you need to just listen to things and you can't watch per se, although you can listen while you're watching YouTube also while you're driving. But I'd rather you be safe. Take the time out and listen. This is my SoundCloud right here. This is the SoundCloud. Thank you very much for people that's coming on. This is the SoundCloud in the chat right now on the King Simon Productions, King Simon Presents, and the Numerovation Nation. Those are all my channels right there. One on Facebook, 2 on YouTube right now. And also I got a private Facebook page that is broadcasting on also. And before I move on, I got to say this. Go to my Patreon page. Here's my Patreon page for exclusive bonus and exclusive content. The last video I did with Asir, because of how Asir breaks down things sometimes, and you don't want your channel to be flagged or anything else like that, because Asir can go in with a lot of things that people don't agree with. You can go to my Patreon page right now, and I got exclusive content with Dr. Sabi, with Saharazad Ali, with Ashra Kwesi, with Dick Gregory. I got exclusive content on it with Jerry Miller, all the stuff that you won't see on my YouTube channel. You can see it on my Patreon page right now. That's patreon.com/King Simon Production. Patreon/King Simon Production. And now I'm on Fanbase. Join me on Fanbase. Join our Fanbase. Let me put the Fanbase link on there if you want to join. Big up to Isaac Hayes Jr. He's the founder of Fanbase. I worked with his father years ago. This is Isaac Hayes Jr. the third. This is his fan base. It's his company. But I worked with Isaac Hayes back in the day while he was on Kiss FM. My sister used to be on gospel radio host on Kiss FM while Isaac Hayes was there back in the day too. So big up to my sister Nicole Brown, who was the gospel radio host. I know she's on a radio station, a gospel radio station in New York right now, WMCA. And so please join me on Face. I need more followers. I just joined Fanbase just the other day. I need more followers. So you can join me on Fanbase. I just put it in the link. Join me on fanbase.com/@King Simon Numerovation @King Simon Numerovation. I'm going to be it's a black owned and operated server and app. So I'm going to support the brother. When Brother Rich come out with his, I'm going to support him too. I support Lloyd Strayhorn. I support Billy Carson's Unite the 99. I support Lloyd Strayhorn's on Astro 8. I support all of them. I had an app before, but I deleted it because I want to do something different. I'm not going to follow the crowd because it's kind of follow the crowd. I don't do that. All right, so let's get to the point, family. Let's get to the point. And remember, when you decide to call in, the question is, this is the question. When you decide to call in, what are the blessings in your life that you often overlooked and took for granted? Don't call me yet. I'm going to put the phone. We're going to be able to call in a few minutes after I break down what I gathered last night through doing my research about the spiritual meaning of don't take your blessings for granted. All right. So let's go into it right now. First, the phrase, don't take your blessings for granted, has a profound spiritual meaning. First, appreciate the present moment and the good things in your life. That's the first one. Appreciate the present moment and the good things in your life. That's self-explanatory. I don't even have to get that deep. Some of you could be in a homeless situation, but at least you're in a shelter that you're covered from the rain, you're covered from the overheatedness, you're covered from the street. Some of you could be in homeless situations right now, but appreciate the present moment because it's only a present moment and the good things in your life because it's just a moment in your life. And those moments turn into memories, and those memories become teaching tools when you want to tell your story, whether it's in book form or whether you're talking like I've done in my book, Numbers Are No Promotion or Bad Promotion. And like I do on the podcast, I tell you about my story and my bout with wanting to take my life and all that, and when I was younger and all that kind of craziness. Appreciate the present moment and the good things in your life. Second, recognize the divine guidance and support that surrounds you. Some of us don't recognize those support things that surround. I was talking to my son. Here's a story. I was talking to my youngest son. And because him and his mother is going back and forth about certain things, I ain't afraid to tell this on him. I'm not gonna, it's my son. It's my son. And he got to realize that he got to recognize divine guidance and support. And he got to recognize the good things he has in his life. Just those two right now. And I said, you don't think your mother loves you? And he paused. I said, you got your nerve to even pause. You're supposed to jump out and say, yes, she does. Because this woman, while I'm there chasing entertainment and being in and out of his life, this woman took him on cruises. She take him on trips to Florida. She take him on cruise. I've never even been on a cruise. My mother never took me on no cruise. She sent me to Jamaica or Canada. My father never took me on a cruise. He was down with me getting sent to Jamaica or Canada because they wanted to take care of the job. But this man took on cruise. They went to different places. He's experienced things that I've never experienced. And you have the nerve to pause when I ask you about your support that surrounds you. The mother is one of the supports. I support from my own perspective. She supports him from another perspective. Recognize divine guidance because there's divinity in your mother, your father, and those people that support you, that surrounds you, and try to tell you good, but yet you want to be arrogant and ignorant because you want to run off with your friends. And I'm talking to my son, yes, and he might be watching this. I'm going to text him this. But it's important that all of you and all of your young people and the children recognize that your mother and your father, your grandparents and your cousins and aunts, in the righteousness of their guidance, they love you. And every one of us are part of the divine. So recognizing the divine guidance and support that surrounds you is most important. Third one, acknowledge the interconnectedness of all things and the abundance of the universe. Acknowledge the interconnectedness of all things and the abundance of the universe. Everything is connected. Every problem and every solution is connected. That's why the great Ian Levanzan says, the solution is in the same room with the problem. So we got to recognize and acknowledge the interconnectedness of all things and the abundance of the universe, because the universe have abundance for us. It could give us abundance trauma, and it could give us abundance goodness. It could give us abundance madness. It can give us abundant genius. But it's up to you how you handle and deal with this interconnectedness of all things and the abundance of the universe. The fourth one, cultivate gratitude and humility, knowing that everything is a gift from the divine, whether you call that divine the creator, Allah, God, Jehovah, Yahweh, whatever you call them. Jah, cultivate gratitude and humility in your private times if you have to. If you can't be humble out in the streets and on your podcast, that's cool. But in your private times, because you don't need to have followers and people giving you and contributing money to you if they don't want to. Cultivate gratitude and humility. Every morning I get up, I say, grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the divine connection that allowed me to get up this day. Whether I call it a large job, sometimes I'll get on my knees and make a salat because I came out of the Islam. Sometimes I'll stand there with my hands like this, like the Nation of Islam do, and make a prayer. Sometimes I'll do this and make a prayer. Sometimes I'll do this and make a prayer. Cultivate gratitude and humility, knowing that everything is a gift. Your breath, your eyesight, your ability to walk, talk, have the 5 senses, have the 6 senses, have the 7th sense. Cultivate gratitude and humility, knowing that everything is a gift from the divine. Next one, don't assume that your blessings will always be there. Stay mindful and thankful. There's a balance with this statement from, as I was writing it up last night, I realized that there was a balance in this statement because every lesson is still a blessing. Even if you think that your blessings was removed from you, that was a lesson for you to flip it back into a blessing because everything works in duality. But although I wrote, don't assume that your blessings will always be there, stay mindful and thankful, stay mindful. Be thankful. Whatever you do, however you do, and wherever you do it. Because Teddy Pendergrass used to sing a song, you can't hide from yourself. Well, anywhere you go, there you are. I don't care if you're under a rock. Happy birthday to my dear friend, High Heels. Happy birthday to her. For today is her birthday. And she said something before she went to go and do her thing. And I said to her, and I'm going to read the text that I said to her, all those between me and her, please forgive me, but this is a teaching moment. This is a teaching moment in regards to gratitude, in regards to don't assume that your blessings will always be there. Stay mindful and thankful. So she said something, and where is it at? Here it is. I said to her, she said something about going to go talk to Allah because she's in the Nation of Islam. And I said, enjoy. And remember, Allah, the all within all, is always listening, either on a mountaintop or in the hole under a rock. The divinity or the divine essence in you, whether you call it Allah, I don't care if you're buried under the ground. Allah hears you because you're a part of the all within all. That's what Allah means, the all within all. So that's what I said to her basically, that yo, but she understood what I was saying, and she just said she needs a moment to be by herself, and I understand that, and that I appreciate on her born day. So happy born day to Sister Golda, aka High Heels. She'll be at my table at the gathering of the masters, helping me out while I'm working the stage. My son and her will be at the table. So remember, cultivate gratitude. I mean, don't assume that your blessings will always be there. Stay mindful and thankful. But yes, your blessings are really always there as far as I'm concerned. Your blessings really are always there. It's just that some of those, the blessing is the lesson that you was given. Even the abusive husband or the abusive wife or abusive child or even the abusive mother or father, although it may seem like it's that your blessings are not there because they're doing the abusive thing, it's something that you will hold on to and be able to educate and guide others not to go into it unless you take it with you and do the same thing to others. Now, that's when it becomes a problem, but it's still a lesson that can be flipped into a blessing. The next, share your blessings with others, as generosity and kindness can amplify their impact. Why I come up here and do this freely is because I'm sharing with you. I'm sharing my blessings of this knowledge of numerovation that I do from a multi-tiered level. It's not just about your name and your birthday, but it's about what we say out there in them streets, what we're saying to each other. So sharing your blessings with others, as generosity and kindness can amplify their impact. You want your generosity and kindness to amplify because you're sharing and giving of yourself holistically to whom you want or what you want or how you want. So share your blessings with others. When you go to venues and they have vendors, touch every vendor. And if you can't buy something for them, get a card and book a session with them and all that kind of stuff. I'll have all of Billy Carson's book on my table. I'll have some of my books on my table. I have all of my different titles will be on the table, but very limited because I'll be bouncing around. T-shirts will be on my table and all of that. But share your blessings with others, as generosity and kindness can amplify their impact. So come around, touch everybody, or get a flyer or get a card and say, hey, I'm going to support you later on. I bought too much stuff. I did what I had to do, but I'm going to support you in another way. It's all right. Get a card, get a business, take their email, take their IG account, whatever you need to do to be able to share blessings. Because what people like myself have to offer is a blessing to you in the long run. Now, this phrase, let me go into it. This phrase is serve as a reminder to stay grounded and humble in the face of abundance. Honor the sacredness of life and its many blessings. Trust that your needs will be met and express gratitude for what you already have. Embody the energy of thankfulness and attract more positivity into your life. Then I go on to say, by not taking your blessings for granted, you nurture a deeper sense of spiritual connection, but the connection and appreciation. Align with of the flow or of abundance and grace, and radiate love, gratitude, and positivity, inspiring others to do the same. Again, I think I made a mistake right here by not taking. I think it's by taking your blessings for granted. Yeah, by not taking your. Yeah, no, that's right. By not taking your blessings for granted, you nurture a deeper sense of spiritual connection and appreciation. I'm right. That was right. Align with the flow of abundance and grace, and radiate love, gratitude, possibility, inspiring others to do the same. So, please, family, take the time out. Take the time out and be grateful. Everybody right now in the chat, say, Put in the chat, I am grateful. Put that in the chat right now. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. Put that in the chat right now. I am grateful. I am grateful, family. I am grateful. And feel it and really mean it. I am grateful. People on Instagram, put it in the chat. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. I'm so grateful. Y'all don't know. I'm about to tear up again. I know what I've been through. And some of y'all know what you've been through. Be grateful we're here. We're still here. We are still here to make a difference with the blessings that was given to us. And yes, the root word of blessings is blessed, which means consecrated in blood. Sometimes we have to consecrate certain things in blood so we'll understand the importance of it. So I have nothing against the word blessed being blood or being something that used on altars to be respectful of your ancestors. Sometimes there was back in the day, they used to write in blood, red ink, to represent that this is a bond. This is something that's consecrated in blood. I remember when I wanted to express myself to my father because he was in and out of my life and I was hearing only the bad side about him and not the good side. I wrote a letter to him in red ink representing the old military fashion of writing it in blood and then stamping it in blood. I believe I cut myself and pricked myself with a pen and stamped it with blood because I was so angry, but I needed to release it through my writing. Is that, hey, big up to Shaniqua. What's up, beautiful Shaniqua? She in the building? What's up, Shaniqua? I didn't even see you. I'm sorry. How you doing, beautiful? You got to be grateful. I'm grateful for the children. I'm grateful for all of my children, even the one that doesn't talk to me right now, for whatever she's going through, whatever she feels. I'm grateful for her and what she had to go through while I was chasing entertainment and doing what we do and blah, 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 blah. I'm grateful for her mother and her stepdad. And I pray that she heals and forgive. Like Dr. B says, I forgive myself. And that's the first thing I had to forgive because of what he did in his past, what King Simon did in his past as Simon Templar and all these different entertainment names that I had. What he did in his past, the children didn't deserve it. No, they did not. But that was my life. And I had to forgive myself first, then my family, then others for imperfection, because all of us are imperfect in this realm. The energy in us is perfect energy. It's what we do with it in this realm that may be deemed imperfect. Because when you reach perfection, you don't need to be here no more. When you think you're perfect, you don't need to be on this planet no more. But I love my children, love all of them. And they're the ones that have kept me alive to the point that I've written books so they can use it later on. Because one thing I learned when Lloyd said something to me years ago, and I wrote it in the book. Lloyd said this to me years ago. Where is it at? I can't remember what chapter did I put it in. Lloyd said something to me years ago, and I never forgot it. And I'm trying to find it. It's in the top of one of the chapters. I always thank Lloyd for saying what he said. I'm here looking for it real quick. But as I'm looking for it, the phone line is open right now. 718-210-8853. 718-210-8853. The question is on the board right now. What are the blessings in your life that you often overlook or took for granted? Where's that saying by Lloyd, man? I'm trying to make sure I got it. The phone lines is open. I'll find that later. Let's go to the phone lines. Make sure you turn down your apparatus and talk to me over the phone. Talk to me over the phone. Make sure you talk to me over the phone, family. Make sure you talk to me over the phone. Okay. Yes. Welcome to the New Motivational Perspective. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Simon. This is Lucky.
Hey, Lucky, what's up? Come on, answer the question, Lucky. Answer the question, Lucky. What are the blessings in your life that you often overlooked and took for granted? Go ahead.
So the blessing that I often overlooked and took for granted was myself.
Mm,
It took me a long time to, it was easy for me to help. It was easy for me to serve. It was easy for me to give to others. But it was really hard for me to put myself, do it for myself because I always put myself last when I was completed. But now stepping into, who I really am as a person and
wonderful.
loving myself for me and accepting myself for me, the more love I pour into myself, the more I have to give to others. And
Mm,
I'm noticing like I've always took myself for granted, not appreciating what I am and the talents that I have and who I am today. I always wanted more. Like I always crave more, 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 more. But I'm starting to realize if I utilize what I have now, it automatically produces more. So
right.
the want, like the urge or the feeling or the need or whatever it's called of wanting more is
Mm,
not there because it's like the more is already here. I
mm.
just gotta use it.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. Well, I'm so proud of your journey. Thank you very much for that, of course. Give that a round of applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. And thank you for sharing that, my dear. Thank you very much for sharing.
Thank
All
you.
right. Peace and love. Peace and love. That's my girl, Lucky in the building. She's a lucky sister, man. She's doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want people to share. Remember, family, it's important. What are the blessings in your life that you often overlook or took for granted? Give me a call right now. I'll take a few more callers. We over the hour and a half mark. 718-210-8853. 718-210-8853. I got to go pick up my suit that I'm taking to the Forbidden Knowledge Awards. So, I got dressed to impress. You know what I'm saying? Got to make sure everything tight. So, again, the question is up on the board now, scrolling, but I'm going to put it up on the board live and direct. Here it go. Here you go. What are the blessings in your life that you often overlooked or took for granted? It could be people, places, things, yourself, whatever. Your talents, your gift. You may have taken it for granted. Your gift to be able to speak and talk, to articulate, and then now you don't have no teeth. You got your tongue cut out. Whatever happened. You know what I'm saying? You got scared now. Back in your young days, you were so your blessings was right there, but we took it for granted because we're so inundated with so much distraction. The number here right now to call, turn down any apparatuses that you're talking to me on and talk to me over the phone if you call in. 718-210-8853. You can call me from any part of the world too. 718 210-8853. That's 718-210-8853. Blessings, man. Remember, the double S's are very important in the word blessings, and in any name, it reveals the spiritual and the healing side of the word and the name. So blessings is a spiritual thing. It intensifies the word blessings on a spiritual perspective and also a healing. So once you recognize your blessings, you begin to heal. You begin to tap into that universal order of things that make you accountable with the divine. So again, anybody wants to call in, big up to I want to thank Lucky for calling in. The question is, this is the question on the board. 718-210-8853. What are the blessings in your life that you often overlooked and took for granted? It's all right. Don't be afraid. If you're a new caller, don't be afraid. I'm not gonna bite you. We just want people to be a part of the journey because it is a journey that we're all in. And big up to the people that's on Instagram. And if you want to write it in the chat, write it in the chat. And I'll post it on the chat. Write it in the chat. Whether you're on Instagram, whether you're on Facebook, I'll read it from the chat if you can. If you're afraid to talk and all that, write it in the chat. Write it in the chat. You can say, oh, yes, don't worry, Lucky. Yeah. No problem. No problem, Lucky. Mm. This person said Shane took my ma for I took my ma for granted. Wow. Yes, my mother. I'm grateful that my mother's still here. That I talk to her every other day. I call her once a week because she don't like to be bothered too much. But it is what it is. All right, let me go to the phone lines. Remember, turn down your apparatus that you're listening to me and talk to me over the phone. Who am I speaking with? Welcome to the New Motivational Perspective.
Hey.
Hey.
Peace and love, King Simon. This is Shaniqua. I'm calling for my daughter Jada.
Hey, Shaniqua. What's up, girl? How you doing? This is Shaniqua Lino. What's up? This sister here is a great psychic media tarot readers. What's up, girl? How you been?
I've been great. I've been great. And I've been meaning to call you. And I couldn't get you. I guess because I'm supposed to get you right now. But I know we don't have much time. Got only a little bit for people calling in. I'm going to get definitely right back with you.
Okay.
I'm calling for Jada. What do you have to tell her?
No, well, hold on. Stay with my question. This is what I'm dealing with. I'm not dealing with anything else. The question is,
what's the question?
What are the blessings in your life that you often overlook or took for granted? That is the question on the board. That's what, if you was watching, I was teaching on blessings. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna say
stay focused.
What have I overlooked or taken for granted?
What blessings in your life that you often overlook or took for granted? Let's hear your perspective.
I'm gonna say at times, because it wasn't always, but at times, it was the ability that I had to reconstruct and rebirth myself and others from low places. Like I really didn't allow myself to use that to its full potential, and I took it for granted as if it was just something that we all could do. But it was really more than that, and it is. And I don't take that for granted anymore. When I, so to speak, put a touch on someone or go to touch certain spaces within myself to, reactivate certain power. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't take it for granted anymore.
That's good. I'm glad you were willing to share that. And we always got to look that deep into it because that's why I taught the lesson on. That's why the topic today was don't take your blessings for granted. Don't take your blessings for granted because some of us do. And somebody just put on the chat that they took their mother for granted. And maybe, I don't know if the mother's still here with us or not, but I tell them, I'm glad I have my father and my mother still here, 185, 180. And I'm glad that I can talk to them once a week or once a day because they don't like to be bothered too much. But, we I know how they are. So I know when to call them and make sure they're all right. So I don't take it for granted that I can still talk to them and hear their voice and get some wisdom from them if I have to get some wisdom from them. You know what I'm saying? So, and now who was he talking about? Who's Jaden?
That's my oldest daughter.
Yeah, what's up? What's going on with her?
Oh, no, I wasn't paying attention. So when you got me back on track.
Oh yeah. I get people back. Well, yeah, call me offline about that. Call me offline on my other phone line. The other phone line.
Absolutely,
and we'll talk.
And I want to thank you for this today. The way you use your platform today. I just was talking about this with my children.
Oh.
And just to share a bit of a personal moment, I was telling them, I said, don't take that you have each other for granted. Right. Every day when you get up, y'all need to say I love you, right. and y'all need to make sure that y'all show each other that.
Right.
I won't always be here, and you need to make sure that the things that add benefit to your life, you keep them up, you do them, and you practice them every day. I just was speaking with my children about that. We had a circle and we prayed together, and some good things happened right after. Just teaching them the power of word.
That's right.
And of unifying. That's and right. Don't take that for granted. We need to get back to that, by the way. So if whoever heard that needed to hear it.
That's right.
I firmly use it the right way.
That's
Stay
right.
in your circles. It's not smaller that's preferred. It's bigger.
That's right.
Just make sure we get them going the right way, and everybody respect and show love to one another.
Now. Before we finish, what are some of the how can people contact you to do your services? Because I know you do it on Facebook a lot. What's the?
King Simon, you always show love.
Of course, why not?
If you're interested in a consult, getting guidance.
Yeah, consultation. Right.
I would like to call connections of the heart.
Right.
Which some people may formally know as reading.
Right.
That can be done also through mediumship. I'm a medium. That can also be done through tarot. I do tarot, through pendulums, through different sorts. I also scribe with those that are no longer here. And there are a few other things that I can do and wouldn't mind. If anybody's interested, you can reach me at 347-310 3215. That's 347-310-3215. And I'm on Facebook as Shaniqua Lino, my whole name. That's SHANIQUEWALINO.
Okay.
And Instagram, I'm going to use. I do have one, but I don't use it right now.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'll be putting that up. I do have an Instagram, but yeah, I don't use it right now at the moment.
All right.
Maybe by next
I'll
month.
put your number in the chat in a few seconds. I'm gonna put it and show it on the board. I'm gonna write everything out and put it on there. Okay. But thank you very much for tuning in. All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you, King Simon. I love you
I
to
love you.
knit, and I will be calling you.
All right. Call me later. All right. Peace and love. All
Peace
right.
and love.
All right. Peace. That's Saniqua Lino, man. She's a great medium. She's very good at what she do. This is her name right here. Let me put it up here. The one that says this is where she says I'm grateful there. But this is her number right here. This is the number 347-310-3215. If you want to do her services and do her consult. She's a consultation through spiritual medium and all that. Very good at what she does. Believe me when I say she's good. When I say she's good, I've interviewed her on my channel before, but this is her number. Let me just make sure I spell her name right. I don't want to butcher her name. So we'll put that near the number too. Let me make sure I spell her name right. SHANIQUEWA. And of course, last name is Lino. She is very good at what she do. When I tell your family, she's very good at what she do. Lord of mercy, she's very good at what she do. She probably bring tears to your eyes. You better be careful. You know what I'm saying? People like that will bring some tears to you. All right. And let me make sure I put the number up here. My book just fell. Okay, my book was that's the wind blowing my book. And let me just make sure I put it up here because she just blessed the audience with what she had to say. That's her number. Excuse me, I just dropped this book. That's her number if you want to do any consultation and all that kind of stuff. Very good, and she's very good researcher, so she can help you get properties and all that kind of stuff. She's very good at what she does. But definitely connecting, and that's her name on Facebook, Shaniqua Lino on Facebook. So make sure you show her love and tell her that King Simon sent you. All right. Anybody else want to call, man? I'm gonna take a few more callers. Anybody else wants to call in? Or write it in the chat. Linda Taylor said, let me see. Linda Taylor said, I took for granted my younger 20s and 30s years of life. And once upon a time, my creative purpose. Love lifted me poetry. Granted, grateful for you, King Simon. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much, Linda. Thank you very much for calling in and showing love. Let me go to the phone line. Somebody from Philadelphia is calling. Turn down your apparatus and talk to me over the phone. Who am I speaking with? And welcome to the New Motivational Perspective.
Hello? Hey, King Simon. My name is Steve. Can you hear me?
Your name is what? What's your name, brother?
Steve.
Hey, Steve. What's up, brother? How are you feeling today?
I can't complain. Listen, your live was right on time, so I appreciate you showing this.
Thank you. And come on, let's stay with the question, man. Let's stay focused. Come on. What have you taken for granted, man? Overlooked. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, yeah. It's been a couple of things. I would say one is my resilience. I would say intelligence sometimes too, and just general good health. You know, every day you go to bed, you expect to wake up, be able to walk, be able to see everything. I don't know how to make my senses work. I just know I expect them to work, and sometimes just being able to get up and just do things and because I like to move fast. I'm too fast where I'm reckless, but like I like to get stuff done, especially being an entrepreneur. So sometimes just taking that good health, those senses work and everything, is definitely something that you can overlook.
Man, I'm so proud of you. Where are you calling from, sir?
Right outside of Philly.
Okay, I used to live in Philly years ago, back in the 80s. So I know. All right, my brother. Well, thank you very much for sharing that, brother, for coming in and staying on topic. I like when people stay on topic. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
All right. You be blessed, man. Be safe. Be safe. All right. Peace. All right.
Likewise.
All right. Yeah. My brother calling in right outside of Philly, man. Big up to the Philadelphia crew and all the people outside of Philly. Big up to them. Again, the question is, I'm going to take one or two more callers. What are the blessings in your life that you often overlook or took for granted? It could be a person, place, or thing. You know, Sister Linda and Shane said they took their mother for granted. I mean, not Linda. Linda said she took her 20s and her 30s for granted. Yes. Lord have mercy. I totally understand that. You know what I'm saying? My 20s. Well, I was learning in my 20s, you know what I'm saying? Because I remember I became 5% in the 14. And then by the time I reached 17, 18, I was in the Ansar Allah community. And then I went into the Nation of Islam by the 90s, first 1990. I got married. That was my second marriage was in 90. And I was just in the Nation. And then I went back into the club life because I left the Nation around 95. I was in between the club and the Nation between 90s and 90 because I was still performing as a reggae artist. So I was opening up shows for Shabba and different other people's back in the 90s. Matter of fact, it was Khalid that allowed me to open up an event with Ice Cube on it. Ice Cube didn't perform, but Ice Cube was the featured person that was coming on to say a few words to the audience, but his name was on the flyer. So I opened up for Ice Cube on that day because Dr. Khalid produced something at the Armory, but it wasn't well promoted and it wasn't well attended. So we walked Ice Cube out of the car, made him say a few words to the people, and let him wave and say what he had to do to the people, and then we walked him back, secured him back, and I already finished performance because I was the opening act as a reggae artist, and I believe Kenny Muhammad was there at that time, Kenny X, the human composer. So all of us was there. Brother Jason X, he was also there. So those little things sometimes we overlook, but I made sure I documented them. Definitely in this book. If you get this book, this is a whole book on motivating you how to run your business or promote your business. This one is called No Promotion is Bad Promotion. All publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right. This is my book on Amazon right now, or you can go through my Linktree /King Simon the Numerator. Let me go into Instagram and see anybody had anything on Instagram to say. Let me see if they have okay, people saying I'm grateful. Okay, big up to the Whitehead family. Big up to Miriam in the building. Want to big up, okay, Roots. Jay Banks in the building. Want to big up all of y'all in the building that's tuning in. Johnny Rock Jr., big up to all of y'all that are tuning in on Instagram. And before I close out, if you have any questions, please call in or write it in the chat based on the show. The show question is, what are the blessings in your life that you often overlooked or took for granted? That is the show question. Very important because I want to help heal. I want to help y'all to find healing in whatever you do and how you do. And when I do shows like this, breaking down words like blessing, and earlier I broke down the word deep and what it means to be deep and why you should be deep. You can be deep, but just don't be confusing, because the old military way is, if you can't control a person, you confuse them. That's an old military saying. If you can't control your opponent, you confuse your opponent. If you can't control the person you're with, you confuse the person you're with. And sometimes men and women play those games. When you're in conversation, you're in a whole argument, and all of a sudden, a woman might say something totally not about the argument. Doesn't confuse the man. Totally outside of the argument, because she's using her wit. Because if you can't control the situation or the argument, then you confuse the situation and the argument, and that throws everything into a whole nother craziness. I've seen it happen. I've done it. Relationships with women, they've tried to do it to me because I understand it, and now more, I'm able to like bring it back and wean them back in. Like, yeah, yo, where you going with that? Let me wind you right back in here to where we at. Stop. Don't go over there. Don't throw it in we're in the pond. You're throwing it in the ocean because you want to make it bigger. We got to be very careful of that. We do that sometimes. We could be right there in the pond, in the lake, fishing and trying to get to the answer of the argument or the discussion that you're in with your significant other. But she or you or he wants to throw it in the ocean, make it bigger than what it is, when it doesn't have to be that big. Doesn't have to go there. Let me see somebody else there. Psychological warfare. Yes, psychological warfare is what it's called. Boom. My ex confused me, and he's satanic looking back. Damn. Abused physically, emotionally, etc. Learned the lesson. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry about your abuse, Shane. I'm sorry about your abuse. And your ex would, Men tend to do that military thing too, that psychological warfare, and really, because we're that type of being. Sometimes if we can't control you, we're going to confuse you many times. And I had to learn to balance that out and even alert them that I'm about to throw a monkey wrench in this. Get ready for this monkey wrench, because this monkey wrench and the black fly in the buttermilk is going to show up right now. Here's the black fly in the buttermilk. Splash. It looks nasty. You done threw the person off. You know what I'm saying? So deflection, yes, deflection. That's what it's called. Many men and women do it in arguments. Deflection. Then they start gaslighting and all that. And they got these new words. And then if you're deflecting too much, you become a narcissist, or you have a narcissistic way, and all that kind of craziness. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to bring back a psychiatrist on my show to show you, from her years of psychiatry or being a psychologist, that people that are using the word narcissistic and people that are narcissists, it's not that. Sometimes it's not that they're narcissistic. Sometimes they may have those ways, but it's not that they're full-blown narcissists. Sometimes they have those ways. It is what it is. But I'm not going to go into that show yet. We're not going to go into that show yet. All right. So I guess nobody else want to call in. People have just been putting it in the chat. Is all correct. Again, the question before I close out: what are the blessings in your life that you often overlook or took for granted? You could write it in the chat, or you can call me now. You can call me now. The number here is 718-210-8853. I'm going to take my last caller, 718-210-8853. That's 718-210-8853. If you want to call in. If you don't want to call in, cool. If you do want to rewind this and go back to the lessons, please rewind all that was said. Share this with other people. It's very important that you really take. And remember, in the description of this video, I have the whole breakdown of what I explained. So let me go to the phone line. Let me see who's on the phone line. Greetings. Welcome to the New Motivational Perspective. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Simon. This is Nikki.
Hey, Nikki. What's up, girl? What's up, girl?
Good.
Wine, Nikki, wine, Nikki, wine. you remember that reggae song?
Yes, I do. And the blessings that I took for granted.
Yes, go ahead.
Was my spiritual gifts. I didn't appreciate them because of the fear. And I guess what everybody else thought about when I expressed my spiritual gifts. So, yeah.
And you're my last caller. Now, hold on 1 second. Well, stay with me for a second. Stay with me here. Now, many of us have spiritual gifts since we were young, and some of them was beaten down by religious mindset. You know what I'm saying? People that didn't believe or didn't want you to show those gifts, or they were jealous of the gift. Oh my God, jealousy. Woo, let me smack hands. Let me smack hands. Let me smack hands with this. I'm just saying. People get jealous. Oh, what was it? What happened? What was that? What was that catalyst that made you realize that you can't depend on people's opinion of you? You got to do what you got to do. Go ahead, talk about it.
Because when I looked at their situation and the way they were living, I saw that it was low frequency, and I saw that I couldn't worry about their perspective. Everybody has a perspective. And I have to just not worry about anybody else's opinion and do me.
That's right.
Love myself. And live in authenticity.
Live in authenticity. Well, I am so proud of your journey. This is a sister family. If y'all don't remember, she called in the other day, and she's doing color therapy. She's a culinary artist. She does color therapy. She got some big things about to hit the street. So look out. Look out. Look out. And she born on the 17th. She born the same day as my two dear friends, my two dear, most close and intimate friends, the one, the only Abundance Child, and the one, the only Paris Williams. All of them are born the same day. I always seem to attract y'all around me. So, and I always have long-lasting friendship with y'all born on March 17th. So enough respect to you. Because matter of fact, Pisces is my Venus. So that's where the love frequency lies. So I understand why I'm so close to Abundance Child, and I've been so close to Paris. So Big up to you. And I can't wait till you start putting out your IG and you got to start putting it out there. Put your name out there. Stop playing. Don't play, because if you play, you're not recognizing. You're doing exactly what I asked the question about. That blessing in your life, overlooking. Right. And taking it for granted when you need to just live in the moment and make it happen. Because absolutely, like I told you before, the 17 is the number of multiple streams of income from a creative and spiritual perspective, but it's also a law of attracting income and vibrations and assets to you. You got to attract asset in people, places, and things. If they're not an asset, they're a liability. Get rid of the liability. Keep it simple. All right.
Okay.
All right.
You.
All right. Peace and love. All right. All right.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. That's my girl there. That's the one, the only Nikki in the building. I believe her company is called, wait a minute. I know I have it in my head somewhere. It's in my head. It's in my head, family. I want to make sure. Color Curiosity. Yes, Color Curiosity. Big up to her, Color Curiosity Inc. So look out for that branding soon. She's going to come out. She's dealing with color therapy. You know, I realized even the person that I rented this house from, being born under a certain frequency. And if you go into Lloyd's book or you go into my book, we talk about, especially in Lloyd's book, he talks about colors and your numbers. And there's also colors connected to zodiacs, colors connected to your birthday and the year that you're born, all of this thing. So the house that I have, she has a nice red foyer coming into the house, and she's an Aries, and Aries is connected to that red energy. That number 9 is connected to that red energy. And then she started having darker shades of colors. And because she's born under the 26, the darker shades of color come in also. Wait a minute, I got to call somebody and surprise them real quick. Hold on, I don't think they're watching me, so I'm gonna surprise them right now. All right, y'all gonna be a part of the surprise. Hold on. Shh. Don't talk. Hold on. I guess she ain't answering the phone, so maybe she is listening. Let me go. Let me see if she's gonna answer. Let me see if she's gonna answer. Oh, damn, she ain't answering. Okay. Maybe she's watching and she got it, because I'm about to call her for her birthday. Happy birthday, Golda. Happy birthday. But she ain't called me back, so she must be on the phone. Or the people must be calling her. I was going to call High Heels, and she's been on my show before. She's co-hosted with me on the show before. Today is her born day, and I wanted to make sure that we maybe it's not meant to her to do that, because she really wants to be in her own element, in her own peace. So I totally understand. So that was the last call for the show. Thank you very much, Nikki, for calling in, and all the other people that called in. Remember, family, this is your brother King Simon, the Numero Veda, and I want to remind everybody, if you do want to get those free tickets, guess what? I got free tickets for you for the Forbidden Knowledge Awards. You got to be able to come to Miami, though, family. Don't go and fill this out. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Don't go and fill this out if you can't make it to Miami for August 3rd and August the 4th. I'm going to put it in the chat. So I want y'all to come on out and have a good time. You can't say King Simon ain't give you nothing. Can't say King Simon ain't give you nothing, because I've been giving away tickets. So here it is. Free tickets to the 2nd annual Forbidden Conscious Award weekend. All you have to do is click on that link and RSVP before it gets shut down. But you got to be able to come to Miami, family. You got to be able to come to Miami to hang out with me, Dr. B, Billy Carson, Brother Rich, 19 Keys will be at the award show. All of us. Now you're not going to be on the yacht party with us, but more than likely you're going to be in the conference, and you're going to be at the award show with us. So that's how we're going to do it. And you could actually do the book signing and buy books and all that kind of stuff from Billy and whoever else is going to have their books that day. But go and get your tickets. I'm giving it away for free. Woo-hoo, Lord. Free 99. Free 99, family. Free 99. Go get your tickets. If you can make it out, go get your mother flipping tickets right now. I'm telling you right now, go get your tickets right now. I'm telling you. Don't play with them tickets. It's in the chat, family. Go click on it right now. Let me put it in the let me see if I can put it in the Instagram chat too. If I could put it in the Instagram, let me put it in your chat right now. Let me see if I can put it in your chat right now. All right. And if you don't get it, go to there it is. It's in the chat right now on Instagram. I don't know if you could click on it, but if you can't click on it, make sure you DM me and I will send you. People on Instagram, You might not be able to click on this link, but if you can't click on it, please DM me and I will invite you out. I will send this link to you in the DM so you can come hang out with us with those free tickets. Free tickets. Matter of fact, I've invited all kinds of friends, all kind of girlfriends and friends, and guys that I know from the day, back in the day. I've invited a whole bunch of people. So we want to take that awards by the horn. So y'all make sure y'all vote for your brother too. Here, let me stop playing. Make sure y'all vote for your brother too. 954-245-0086. That's 954-245-0086. And if you can't vote via text, I'm going to put the direct link to voting in the chat right now, because right now is the time. This is the time to vote. Come on, vote for King Simon for Television Host of the Year on Forbidden Knowledge TV. If you haven't seen my show, my series, go watch it. It's very informative, very numbers breaking down, all the numbers breaking down. That's what I'm doing to it right now. I'm putting it right now in the chat. It is in the chat. Vote for your brother, King Simon. The direct link to voting for your brother is in the chat right now. That's the direct link. You can vote more than one time. Vote 3 times, 5 times. Make sure you have different emails if you're going to do that, or do it like once every other day. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it same day. Do it every other day before before they take it down. All right. So I want to see y'all, and I want to see y'all in the building. If y'all can make it out there, I want to see y'all in the building, because when I walk up on that stage for that award, I'm going to cry my eyes out, because when you are honored, and just being nominated, we in the winning. Just being nominated, but I'm one of the nominees. And when you are honored by your peers in this metaphysic, conscientious, conscious community. Remember, I don't call myself the conscious community. I'm not a part of any conscious community. I'm part of the conscientious. Make sure you put that conscientious community, because the word conscientious means working to do good, doing good in that community. You got to do good. Conscious people can do wickedness. Conscious people can do righteousness. You got people that are conscious that are pedophiles and rapists and all kind of bullcrap. A cockroach is conscious. I seen a water bug the other day. He stopped. He knew I was there. He's conscious. And he started running before I can get to it. So I can scoop it up and throw it back out in the water. You know what I'm saying? You came from water, go back to water. Conscious is anything can be conscious, but when you're conscientious, when you're part of the conscientious community, that's different. Oh, I'm going to produce the t-shirt for that. The conscientious community, because I'm tired of this conscious community. And I was a big proponent for this conscious community, but it's really conscientious. Dr. Phil Valentine agree with that. Being good. Look up the word conscientious and what it means. So when you're a conscientious community, then you're working for the good of the community. Working for the good, and that's what I'm supporting. I ain't supporting the bull crap. I ain't supporting the egomaniac, the negative egomaniac. I'm not supporting that. All right. So on that note, family, I think I've promoted all I had to promote. Today's class was called Don't Take Your Blessings for Granted. And in the description, I wrote up the spiritual meaning of it from my perspective. Remember, this is King Simon Presents, only quality people. So if you have a gift or a talent, a skill in a business that you want to promote, I will interview you. Just send me your link, make me check, and maybe also advertise on my show. Because if you advertise 3 months straight for the reasonable price, I interview you on the channel. And I want to big up people like Levin University. Big up to Levin University, Cardology, Astrology, and one of my sponsors, one of my advertisers right here, Nina Dunham. I will have her on my show. I've had her on my show before. She also will be at the Conscious Awards, and she's going to be at the Gathering of the Masters. I think she's going to vend at the Gathering of the Masters, and she's going to vend at my Dick Gregory tribute with Ashra Kwesi and everybody. So come on out and support my dear sister at levinuniversity.com. You'll see at all the big events, Diamonds 8 at IG, Diamonds 8 at IG, Diamonds_8 at IG, and her YouTube channel is Diamond 8. Also, Carrie Ann Ingram, make sure you support her with her tarot and all that. Hit her up at carrieanningram.com for her jewelry, and Carrie Ann Ingram for her distant Reiki energy work. Also, I want to big up cartomancy specialist, Reiki and a yoga teacher, Amira 1122 at proton.me. And she also has Etsy account. Big up, of course, you know I got to big up my brother, my Baba Lloyd Strayhorn, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, 800-581-4401. And remember, if you want to book a session, I got 2 different sessions. I got the 15 minutes where you do not talk to me. You get a pre-recorded and you're allowed 3 questions to ask. And I break down only your first name in a write-up. And then I have the second tier of it, which is you do talk to me in a conversation, 30 minutes, and you're allowed at least within, and if you just want to record it and you don't want to talk to me, you're allowed at least 6 questions to be answered within the recording. But if you do want to talk to me, you're allowed to talk to me. And I break down your name, your mathematics of your name, each one of your full name, not just your first name, your first, your middle, and your last name also. So text me now at 347-496-1022. Remember, you can take my Udemy course on Udemy at Udemy/course/holistic numerovation. Remember, my books are on Amazon at King Simon, or go to my Linktree/King Simon, the Numerator. And remember, my new children's books are beautiful, man. Make sure you get them for your nieces, your nephews, or just want to give it away to children. Let me know if you have a bookstore that you want to hold my books in, and I will give you the links on how to order my books on wholesale if you want to order 10 or more of my books to sell out of your bookstore or whatever store you might have. Remember, family, Forbidden Knowledge, the live stream. We're doing it, the Gathering of the Masters. That's it. Go get the live stream, Gathering of the Masters live stream tickets. Remember, this is going to be an all-day ceremony tribute. This is going to be my 29th celebration in promotion and production. Ancestral tribute to Dick Gregory. And to close out that whole day is going to be Baba Ashra Kwesi. Mirror might not be able to make it, but Ashra Kwesi is going to be the one that's in. Matter of fact, I'm going to call Baba Ashra Kwesi right after this and find out. And you can get the early bird tickets right now are only $25. The general admission at the door is $55. So look at the difference. If you scan this QR code or go to my Linktree, you're going to get the $25 or the $35 in August. And then September is going to be the $45. But I'm trying to give y'all the early bird tickets for the tribute to Dr. Dick Gregory. Dr. B. Sirius will be speaking, saying a few words. Tassili Ma'ad is going to do a libation. Brother Rich is going to say a few words. Red Pill and Blue Pill is going to be in the building. And also Red Pill and Blue Pill are going to say a few words about Dick Gregory because they had him on the show back in the day. So that's what we're going to be doing. And just want to remind people, support Nicholas Brooklyn with Evans Whirlwind on the 28th of July. Support him. And don't forget, my brother Joshua Sarah is coming on my show on let me see, boom, on July the 31st. And then the next week after, I think on the 28th of July, I'm going to have Sri Master Gano Grills. And then the next week after, I'm going to have on Wednesday, I'm going to have Lorenz Tate. Not Lorenz Tate, Lorenz Tate. Wow. Lorenzo Sanford, the astrologer, he will be on also. And also, I'm going to call Ra Aku to come on too, probably the week after, see if I can get Ra Aku in the building also, because I'm going to work on Ra Aku, getting him in the building again. All right. So family. Remember, tune in every Wednesday for the Healing Vibes show. This Wednesday, I believe we will not be doing it this Wednesday because my dear sister is on a silent retreat. So this Wednesday, we will not be doing anything this Wednesday. I'll probably just rerun one of the shows this Wednesday because she's on a silent retreat, and I want to make sure I respect her silent retreat. All right, family, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in and locking in and keeping it right here with your brother. Look, if I can't be informative, at least I got to be informational. I have to be interesting. If I can't be informative, I at least want to be interesting for you to keep on watching and sharing and building the algorithms here. So keep on watching, keep on sharing. This has been Don't Take Your Blessings for Granted, a numerovational perspective expressed by King Simon Kweku, the Numerovator. For all the platforms, and remember, go to my Linktree /King Simon, the Numerovator. I love you. I respect you. Be safe. Be great. And I'll talk to you next time. Peace. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
King Simon. I love him. He's family. And he has one of the top shows on the Forbidden Knowledge TV network, actually.
Right.
So make sure you guys check that out if you haven't.
Yeah, his show is called, it was really based on numerovation. It's a numerology show, and it's called How to Calculate Your Destiny.
Yes.
By King Simon. He's the host of the show. The show has done so well, we're now getting ready to start working on filming season 2. All right, so King Simon, one of the top shows on Forbidden Knowledge TV, streaming TV platform. Hey everyone, it's Billy Carson, aka Forbidden Knowledge. I am thrilled to introduce to you an extraordinary weekend event happening right here in Miami, Florida on August 3rd and 4th. It's none other than the second annual Forbidden Conscious Awards weekend. After the tremendous success of last year's event with over 1,200 attendees from around the globe, we knew we had to make this year's event even more spectacular. On Saturday, we have a captivating conference lined up featuring world-renowned speakers such as Muhammad Ibrahim, Merkaba 13, Robert Grant, Billy Carson, and a women's panel hosted by Elizabeth Carson. Following the conference, we'll set sail for a VIP yacht cruise at sunset where you'll have the chance to mingle with your favorite nominees and celebrity guests, all hosted by yours truly, Billy Carson. On Sunday, August 4th, kicks off with a Forbidden Knowledge book publishing signing event, followed by the highly anticipated second annual Forbidden Conscious Awards. This is a red carpet affair, so come dressed to impress. Remember last year we surprised a lucky guest with an Audi A4 during the awards, and this year we're upping the ante with a chance to win a Mercedes-Benz. So make sure you secure your tickets early. This event is sure to sell out quickly. I cannot wait to see each and every one of you there for what promises to be an unforgettable weekend.
We have a BOGO deal. So if you buy a ticket to the award show, you can get into the Forbidden Conference for free.
You can also watch the live premiere at the conference of Anunnaki Ancient Secrets Revealed.
It's going to be a phenomenal day. So make sure that you guys buy a ticket to the award show. You get into the conference for free.
It's the numerovational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now. Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and the powerful. When in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, motivation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%, the poor or prosperous righteous teachers. You gotta understand that this knowledge is not just for one class of people. We gotta get out of the class.